XM Hits 1. I'm Ryan with Stan and Nicole, and it's been a minute since we've talked to her, but our friend Kelly Clarkson is here. Kelly, how are you?
I'm so good. How are y'all?
How you doing, Kelly?
I missed you so much.
I'm great.
Right?
So you have new music coming out, and we could not be more excited about this.
Oh man, I have mixed feelings. I'm very excited and also, just a little nervous, but it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Why are you nervous?
Yeah.
It's definitely the most personal record. And I think just, there were so many songs written for this album, and I purposely selected these 14 that I felt like were, relatable and broad, and kind of kept the other ones that were more therapeutic and maybe just for me, my therapist, kept those to myself. So it's a big thing. I think when you're going through something like 2.5, 3 years ago, I couldn't even see that I could be talking about it.
You couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, right?
No,
you could not see it.
They kept saying it was there, and I was like, liar. So
dark as hell over there.
Yeah,
and it's hot.
Turns out it is. There is a light, so it's fine now. But I think I'm excited though that it's finally coming out.
And for the first time, Nicole, she's releasing 2 songs at the same time.
I can't with this.
This is really good. I love this.
Well, and what's interesting too is this is the first time I think in my career, the label, we literally had so many different songs that we were going, wait, this should be the single, or no, this should be the single, or wait, we go this way. It's a very different record. It's just a whole arc of a relationship, right? So there's big pop kind of anthems, like Favorite Kind of High. Then there's the more punk pop rock kind of thing with I Hate Love, which we got Steve Martin to play on. he said yes, which I was very excited about. And then you just have all these different kind of vibes on the record. So I literally was just I'll let you pick Atlantic, and they had the whole idea of releasing 2 at once because not one song really captures all of it, so I thought it was a cool idea.
I have to tell you, some of the lyrics to some songs or a song or so, kind of came out, and I remember sitting on the couch and I was reading them. I didn't realize there was anyone else in my house, and I was like, stop it. No. And then my husband came in, he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, you don't even know Kelly Clarkson. He's like, you don't know these people. Not really. And I was like, first of all, I do.
Rein it in.
I'm very invested. I felt proud and nervous, like you said. I was getting I was sweating thinking about it. You really are putting yourself out there, and I commend you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think why is, and I chose these songs specifically, is because I'm not putting out anything I don't feel like everybody hasn't been through. What I'm saying? Unfortunately, I don't, I think it's all very relatable. And I think, even with Piece by Piece, when I released that, or even Because of You, any of those songs that are very personal,
right.
I released them, it's vulnerable to do, but it's is there really did you want any other kind of record? You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants a record where you're skirting around everything,
Right,
I mean, it's
right.
not dead on, trust me. But it's enough to where I feel like it was a release for me, therapeutic, but I feel like it's a lot of people's release. And I think a lot of people will relate to it, the good and the bad.
Now, you wrote with our friend Gail, who's actually out on the road right now with Taylor Swift. What do you do when you run into somebody like her who's so young and so talented, so down to earth? It has to be really refreshing for you, right?
First of all, I did not know she was even on tour with her. That's amazing. I am just a fan. Funny enough, I don't know, a couple years ago, I don't know how many years ago, but I was talking to my label and I was like, oh my God, y'all, I'm obsessed with this girl that just came out. She's a young girl out of Texas because I'm Texan. And they were like, are you talking about Gail? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I love her. She just came out with this song. And they were like, yeah, she's our artist. And I was like, I didn't know she was on my label. And so anyway, I was going off about her. And so they knew I was a fan. And I was writing for this record nonstop. And it was, most of the songs are, on this record, I wrote the lyrics and melody because it's just a very personal record, right? So they had this verse and chorus of hers for this song called Me that she was working on but hadn't finished, and it kind of was at the beginning stages of the song, and they were like, would you listen to it, because we think that you might, because all this other material we're hearing from you, that you might gel with it. And I literally finished writing the song that night. It was so meant to be
Wow.
for me. So I'm so glad that she started it, because that particular emotion and that state of like grief, like I had not really gotten to empowerment yet. And she kind of helped me. So it's interesting. We've never met each other, but writing that, I remember being on a plane like 35,000 feet in the air and like literally listening, going, oh my God, I have not been able to voice this yet. And like all of a sudden it started pouring out of me, and it was very helpful. Like, I mean, it's a great song. I love that, but it was also very helpful for me. So
She's good at the FU, isn't she? She's real good at the FU.
Well, and it's interesting though, because it's like the overall song of me is like, she is good at the FU, but she's also good at empowerment. And I love empowering anthems. Obviously I have a career based on that, but I was having a hard time for the first time in my career feeling empowered, like feeling like, because I hadn't seen the end of the tunnel yet. Right. So like, I was just having a hard time even connecting with that girl, that girl inside. So she really helped me, like, and we don't even know each other. So that's what I love about music. And that's why I released the record, is you don't know how much something can help someone, or they need that message and they can't voice it, or they can't put it into words or communicate it. And music is so helpful. And it's been so helpful for me in that sense via other artists. So that's why I ended up releasing it.
Now, you just mentioned connection. Now, explain to us the connection that you have with the Jonas Brothers, and you create gourmet popcorn. What is that?
I was like, wait, what? I was like,
where's he going here?
Have you tasted my barbecue flavor?
You haven't sent us any. I have not tasted it.
We're waiting.
It is. I'm not joking, y'all. This popcorn, first of all, okay, so Nick and I, we know each other. I know all of them, but we work together obviously a lot closer on The Voice. Right. And he was like, man, I had this whole idea. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, I love popcorn. Like literally a movie theater was my first job ever as a child. So anyway, so he sent me some. It lasted all of 2.2 seconds in my household. Like the bag was gone. I was like, what, is there crack in it? Like what is in, like, I was like, maybe, why am I so addicted to this? And it's so good. And it was the original flavor. And he was like, we're thinking about doing another flavor. And I was like, oh my God, I love like barbecue. They were like, oh, we're thinking we're going there. So anyway, we went through all these like taste tests for different ones. And I'm telling you what, my mouth is watering. That popcorn, it can't even last in my house. Like it. Yep.
So you've got the popcorn. The last time we spoke to you, you debuted the Kelly Clarkson Show, which was 2019. You're now in the 4th season. You're going to be doing a Vegas residency this summer at Planet Hollywood. You've got new music in an album. You've got a family. You've got The Voice. So when exactly do we sleep, Kelly? I just need to know, when are we scheduling
I get plenty of sleep, girl. Trust. I don't. you would not like me without sleep. So I sleep very hard. Like I'm like a really great sleeper. But I honestly, like, that was a part of it too, of like how my world started crumbling, is like, it was the schedule, everything just was not being taken care of in a way that like I could function. Like I was constantly sick. I was not healthy. Like it was all not going well. And that's part of this whole thing for the 2.5 and 3 years, like, is figuring out like, no. We got to have a team that really like, I got to say no sometimes, I can't say yes to everything.
It's really hard to say no.
It is hard.
And it's hard to say no, not because I have a hard time saying no to people, because I like experiencing things. So I like to go, okay, let's do it. Let's try it. But like at some point there's only so many hours in the day. And I definitely have a great team with me and that's honestly why I'm only doing 10 shows in Vegas. They wanted a tour. I was like, no, I can't fit that in. Like, we're also doing this big, huge move on top of that. So it's like, anyway, I said, I'll give you 10 shows in Vegas. I was like, that's what I can do, because I want to enjoy it. Yes. I want to I want to be great. I don't want people to spend their money and then me cancel it, you know what I'm saying? And be exhausted. So, so the whole thing is so we enjoy the storyteller vibe. We enjoy the show. It's different than most Vegas shows, but I think having a team around you that can be like, you can't say yes to this. Like, you have to, like, I know you want to do it, but you got to say no. Like that's important, is having people that, really take care and caution of things like that are being run down.
Yeah.
Kelly, we were just discussing your friendship with the Jonas Brothers, and it is actually a good thing you're friends with them, because everyone that comes by leaves a question for the next guest, and yours is coming from the Jonas Brothers.
Have you ever shit your pants on stage?
Love that.
Or felt like you were going to? I've had moments.
Yes.
Or you think it's going to happen?
You never know.
That's a good question.
It's a great question.
It's a
Joe.
great question.
Okay.
It's a solid question.
Do not mess around with that question, Cal.
It's a solid question. Oh,
Okay.
wordsmith. Aren't we a wordsmith? Germany. I didn't. I've never my pants, but I have come oh so close in Germany on tour, and then it's not called the Staples Center anymore. Crypto. It's crypto.
Yep.
And literally, let me tell you how funny this was. Food poisoning. I don't know what was going on at either event, but it was an event and it was happening in an arena where I'm curtained off. Everyone is dying. I'm dying. Like, it is ungodly what's happening behind the stage. And I ran off and like, it was just happening. I didn't know what to do. And it was right at the encore moment. So literally, while I am like doing what's got to be done in like a bucket,
Wow.
the entire audience is going, Kelly. And I am being cheered on while this is happening.
You can do it.
I'm dying. I'm laughing hysterically. I'm crying. I'm like, what am I doing? And I'm like, it just won't stop. I was like, I don't know what's happening. And then I did. I got back out there with like, the one bead of sweat of worry. Yes. And yeah. And it was, I've always made it to something, but I've gotten very close twice.
We're very proud of you. Thank you for being honest.
Yes.
Thank you for being honest.
And that was a solid answer. I just want to say that.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.